And I'm going to do a video on using basically the radial filters, the graduated filters, and the brush tool to show how to add light to certain places without just changing your exposure all over on the photo. This is how I lighten my photos the way that I like them, because I can't just really go turning up the exposure really high because then parts of it are overexposed. So I'm going to show you how I use those three things to add light to the photo without making it too light. So I'm going to start here with this. This is straight out of camera. It's obviously dark. It's crooked. I am going to first use Buff from Pretty Film Pastels, which already obviously, brightens it up a lot. I really like this one. But I'm going to come down here first. I'm going to hit Auto under my Transform, and it's just going to straighten this out. Still feels a little bit crooked to me, so I'm going to straighten it a little bit more myself and hit Done. And then I'm going to just work my way up from here. I always use Enable Profile Correction, which you can already see when I turn it off and turn it on. It just brings all the light back in here to the edges. I do want a little bit of noise reduction, and I do want a little bit of the color noise reduction. I also want to sharpen it a little bit, but I'm going to mask it off fairly high up here. And this is sort of an odd setting for sharpening, but it's how I like it. I'm going to come past all this here. And this is really how I edit. That's why I'm trying to kind of show you my flow. This is how I go through everything. So right away, I'm going to turn up the exposure some. What I'm paying attention to is her face, because the light was coming from over here, so obviously her face is well lit. I don't want to lift it up so far that her face is overexposed. So I'm only going to go to about there. Then what I'm going to do is grab the filter here. It's already on Dodge Lighten. I'm on the radial filter. This is where you choose what you want it to be. I'm on Dodge. I'm going to do a small one here on Dad's face, and I'm going to turn it just so it fits really nicely on his face. I am going to do one right here in the middle, because really the attention is on the kids, so we want to brighten them up. Okay, then I'm going to grab the graduated filters over here. It'll stay on Dodge Lighten because that's what I have it set on. I'm going to come up here from this corner, and if you turn on this mask overlay down here, click this show, it'll show you what it's doing, and then you can unclick it to turn it off. And then I'm going to drag one up from this side as well, and I'm going to be careful not to go on her face like I said before. And then I'm going to drag one from up here, and then I'm going to do one more from over here and end it before her face. Now I am going to grab the brush tool. It will still stay on Dodge right here, and I'm going to lighten some of these shadowed areas inside here. And this, his right side of his face, our left side over here. Lighten this, lighten Dad's arm a little bit. I'm actually going to lighten Dad's face more. And then if you want to do the effect again, you just hit New, and it will do it again. And I'm actually going to lighten up here a little bit because I don't really want to see a lot out this window. I don't mind a little bit of this other house here, but I don't want to see a lot of it. And you just use your brush tool here to brush on the light wherever you need it. I'm going to hit New again, and I'm going to lighten in here. And once again, if you turn on this, it's going to show you where you're working. Mom's arm a little bit. And you can actually do the same thing with darkening, like her dress. if you want to really kind of bring the blacks back in and sort of make this go away, or if there's little fuzzies or lint or anything like that on black clothes, you can make them look a little more depth to them and a little cleaner. Make sure that you're always hitting new in between your brushes, because if you brush this on and then you just go and change it without hitting new or without hitting done, you're going to change the effect that you just put on here, and you don't want to do that. So there we go with that. Got it all on here where I want it. Lightened up this. I'm going to hit new again. I'm going to lighten this up just a little right here. But this is really how I do it. I just go through with these 3 tools and handle where the shadows are that I don't like. I'm going to hit this again, the the radial filter. And I'm going to do it just right here in the middle so that our attention is really brought straight to the kids. I feel like Dad's not too shadowed. It's okay that he's a little bit darker because he's not facing the light like Mom is, but I just want everybody to be somewhat balanced. And then I'm going to do one more graduated filter over here. And one more thing you can do, let me show you. I'm going to turn this on. If you grab this last bar of your graduated filter and pull it in, you're going to cause the effect to come over, not quite so graduated. It'll make it stronger. Once you do it a couple times, it makes perfect sense. So instead of doing that filter a couple times, you can do one and drag that up a little bit and sort of pull it all in a little bit tighter instead of it being so graduated like the name. See, let me show you. See, as I pull it in, it really lightens this over here. Just flip it a little like that. I'm going to hit done. And there you go. And I'll show you a before and after here, side by side. I mean, that was nothing fancy. That was only a few minutes and nice and bright. And you can see here, it did not start out that way straight out of camera. So thanks. I hope